Your brother was let go by ESPN. He was very classy about it, quiet. I don't think he had anything to say about it. Understands that it's a business, but I understood at ESPN that it was a business too, and it didn't make it hurt less when I was caught off guard by that. What do you say to him in that spot when he leaves ESPN? Do you have anything to give him solace?
Well, I don't know that I could give him solace, and he was hurt by it. I mean, he'd worked for them for 17 years, and it wasn't even just the fact that they made the move. I mean, they shit on him. I mean, the timing was awful. They waited until basically the NBA market in terms of coaching jobs, assistants jobs, front office jobs was already gone by to make the move, and then they, you know, delayed and delayed and delayed on a buyout that would free him to work for people. I mean, after 17 years of being in arguably, I don't even know if it's arguably the best, you know, game broadcast booth in the business in basketball and being the kind of person he is, ESPN shit on him. And so all I could do was basically tell him that that's how I saw the situation, and I felt awful for him. Listen, you're in this business and you're the same. I mean, you know, this stuff happens in business. We've all been through it. We've been fired and everything else, but there's ways to do it and ways not to do it. I mean, I've been fired 4 times as a coach, and, the one in Detroit, the guy handled it great. I mean, and so I feel a lot differently about him than I do about the other three. And I thought ESPN was absolutely miserable to him after what he had given them for 17 years.
I'm thinking he would advise you not to say any of that.
Oh yeah, and he would be upset when he finds out that I said it. He'll be upset, and that's okay. I mean, it was like the other day. Jose Pineda, who the Spanish broadcaster for the Miami Heat, he said to Brian Anderson before the game, he said, "Hey, when you guys say the Heat are undermanned," he said, "Eric doesn't want you to say that. He doesn't like it if you say that." And I'm thinking like, okay, I love Eric, but they're still undermanned and we're still going to say it. So, yeah, my brother wouldn't be happy if I was saying this, but it's what happened, and that's what I'm going to say. And you know what? I don't think anybody who knows the situation would disagree with me at all.
You guys don't have a whole lot of fights for brothers. When did that stop?
Oh, we had a lot of them growing up. I think certainly in our adult life, and probably even when we were younger, though we did have fights, we're far more apt, and I'm sure you were like this with your brother too. We're far more apt to fight for each other than against each other. We'll have our arguments and disagreements, and maybe one of the things that I appreciate most, and it's hard to say because I appreciate everything about him, but everybody in their lives needs people, in my opinion, who will tell you the truth. And my brother will tell me the truth, like whether it's with coaching or with my family or with anything else. He's not afraid to say to me like, "Hey, I love you, but that was some bullshit right there," and I appreciate that because you absolutely need that. And it gets harder and harder. If somebody's in your position now, Dan, you're running this big company, or me when you're a head coach, there's fewer and fewer people who feel comfortable to tell you the real deal, right? And maybe they're depending on you for their jobs or whatever. And to have him to say, "You know what? No, that's some bullshit," or even just simply, "You're wrong on that." Step back and think on that. You're wrong. And I greatly appreciate that with him. So I would not say that we have any fights now, but that doesn't mean that, that he won't be honest with me and disagree on things and put me in my place.